Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get us started off if you don't mind, Os. We have coming in from '07, the former world champs. We have Montana, Ohio, Salem, Moskva, two Nevskys, Gearing, Smolensk. I like seeing the Smolensk, as we know, of course. Smolensk has been a dark horse in this, has been an excellent addition to the competitive destroyer game. What's SCCC looking like?
Got an Ohio Thunder. Ohio has been really brawly this season with the Thunder, which I assume is going to be a little more conservative with its help pool. Got Salem, Venezia for the wide plays, double Moskva, a Nevsky, which is kind of like an open water Worcester, and two Smolens, looking to be a little more aggressive, I think, than the DDs out of '07.
Absolutely. So here we go. We're starting to see the boys take their positions now. Two destroyers coming in from '07. They're going to be going to, well, I guess that would be C for Reformed Gamer. We're going to see the Noticer heading towards, in his gearing, heading towards A. Likely to use that torpedo range of up to 16 kilometers for, I suppose, for some area denial. We've got a Nevsky of MF Jones, Montana of William the Dank, and Pulleycat's Nevsky also heading west towards the A-cap. No one going to be at the moment as potato quality in the Ohio. Cocknuts, you're welcome, Sep, in the Salem, and Business 3 in the Moskva, also known as the Shame of '07. Could I get some shames in the chat, please?
What a shame. What a shame.
Shame.
Over at SCCC, we do not have a DD heading to Charlie, which is a little bit of a surprise. That is going to be a back-and-forth fight, and if they cede that to '07 very early in the game, they might not be able to get that back for about 10 minutes. However, they are going to take advantage of the open B cap, and Fuzzballs is going to be backing that ass up into Bravo pretty soon. Frice with three other folks, Venezia, Alnevsky, and Thunder, are heading wide for A. Nevsky's going to be the open water Worcester with a Venezia on his ass, possibly to smoke. They're sailing really close together. And the Thunder for long-range support. Heading over to Charlie, we have Moskva, Ohio, Salem, Moskva. I'm assuming the Salem's one of those 10-line warriors. Maybe Ricochet? Or Ricochet. Yeah. Maybe one of those Moskvas also going wide. I'd assume the Ohio is going to be at least trying to keep clean firing line.
I would think so.
To lock down with radar pressure.
I would think so, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say that, oh shit, my internet is completely going out. What is happening right now? Okay.
No!
Wow, yeah, I just had a horrible lag there. Sorry about that, everybody. So what we're seeing first here is we're going to see the B-cap, yes, is going to be contested by SCCC's Fuzzballs first. He's not going to be having a DD come up against him, but he will find, as soon as he starts capping, that Maltese's Knights, Moskva, is actually backing up now to try and cover it with radar to put pressure. Ooh. We'll see if the radar comes up now. As over here on A, the Gearing and the Smolensk going to be doing the DD mating dance. There it is. Radar goes up from Maltese Knight. I don't know if he's able to actually get guns on Fuzzballs at the moment. I think that they have themselves perfectly positioned in a way where Maltese is not actually able to, but William the Dank's Montana going to go ahead and try to shoo that Smolensk out of the cap, as he does not connect with any shots yet, but that's mainly, I believe, just an attempt to keep as Fuzzballs aggressively staying in the cap, not really willing to relinquish those points. Looks like he is going to finish capping that out, and that's a pretty big take for SCCC.
That is true. That's Fuzzballs of steel, bro. I absolutely did not expect Bravo to become something that they were going to take here. By Fuzzballs swapping around to present his ass to the cap, it gave him the ability to run the hell away in case danger came. But it also delayed so long that Maltese Knight got in position for that radar, and yet it didn't drive him back. We do have some gunfighting over at A, as Frice, I think, noticed the Noticer in his gearing, and some shots were exchanged, but the cap was claimed to SCCC, and both of the DDs have started to clear out. Noticer dropping smoke for his Nevskys as he starts to drag that line north of A, give them a little love. And Reformed Gamer taking some shots right up the ass as he's jipped into C and is not able to... He's continually getting reset. He's running out.
Yep, so first things to notice here is that 07 has yet to take a cap. Right now, SCCC making good using some real ballsy, fuzzballsy even, DD play, withstanding, I suppose, a little bit of gunfire and radar to make sure their DDs got those caps that we could find that to be decisive as their points start ticking up. Frice and Fuzzballs and their Smolens both risking a little bit, but ultimately coming away with a cap each, which that's a huge thing, as Reformed Gamer trying to pick up a cap for 07 over here is being spotted by radar from Sabob and from Rikishay's Moskvas. And therefore not able to actually get in there, as he is just trying to juke around and dance. But already, the small end of Fuzzballs has moved over from B to try and contest C. This is very interesting. I applaud SCCC's ballsiness in attempting to take a sort of, well, I want to say an unorthodox strategy in not attempting to contest C, as gunfire going wild over here on the A-cap.
Yeah, Fuzzball's moving over to C, but gets cock-blocked as the torps come out from Reformed Gamer. He probably has RPF or something that says, hey, this is where the DD's coming from, and he chucked those torps in anticipation as he's backing Dad-ass up once into Charlie again. We have the Noticer that was trying to make a cheeky move over at A now that he has the super support from his double Nevsky, but he does get spotted with the small end, I think, popping his radar to check him out. Their Nevsky, P1112 something, is too far to be able to pick out these Nevskys. I don't even know if he's close enough to be able to radar the cap. He is just able to radar that gearing. So Freiss, as well as that Nevsky, are able to keep an eye on Alpha and keep that pressure up, though. God, the trade into P1112 is pretty rough, and Freiss already near half.
Yeah, so SCCC obviously taking a little bit of damage here on their Nevsky of P11112. I'm not quite sure what to call him. I guess P111. Is probably what we're going to go with. But Freiss not willing to completely give up the A-cap, throwing torpedoes at where he knows that gearing is to be. We'll see if the torpedoes from the gearing of Noticer, as the first blood is drawn, as Fuzzballs moving over to C and helping to secure the kill on the small end of Reformed Gamer. This is a huge take for SCCC, as Fuzzballs now gunning it back over towards the B-cap, knowing that Maltese Knight is going to be backing his Moskva, and as Moskva of Maltese Knight returns the favor and removes the Nevsky of P111. Already lots of fun. This is not a slow game.
Yeah, ship for ships trade coming in, 07 losing a DD, whereas SCCC losing a Nevsky, and Noticer is already in the cap, dodging torps.
Very nicely
and is
done.
about to actually take that, as Freiss is a little too far to be able to radar him. Maybe it was on cooldown. Definitely some ballsy plays going out with Fuzzballs, as he actually opened up, just firing directly at I believe it was, well, whatever, the small end from 07 that was at C, whose name I don't remember. He just went ahead and started open water gunboating, trying to get the kill, and I think he was able to finish that off, even under the pressure of the Salem from Cocknuts, taking, frankly, long-ass shots, but still, that is a Salem. That's not something to fuck with.
No, indeed. And in fact, let's take a little I guess like a little check-in here, as MF Jones's Nevsky taking several hard hits. I actually think those are coming in from the Moskva of Sabob across the map, as the Noticer giving Jones that much-needed smoke to sort of shrug off some of that damage coming in from the future. Right now, 410,000 HP on the board for 07 versus 417 for SCCC. Very close still. One ship down each, one cap in control for each team. And C has now effectively become no man's land at the moment, as Fuzzballs is sort of in puppy guarding duty, attempting to keep Maltese Knight's Moskva from backing in and stealing B from under their noses. Little hit there to Moskva of Maltese Knight, but at the moment, I feel like what's happening here is they've sort of found their lull. They were a little aggressive earlier, as the Salem of Cocknuts and the Salem of Everett W basically have a fence staring contest, trying to see whose fence is bigger.
Yeah, it looks like Fuzzball's opening once again onto Maltese Knight, who in that Moskva is very susceptible to flanking fire. The Thunderer of Boom Diata is not really in an angle to be able to get some real citadels off that, but he can certainly get some shots into Maltese Knight, causing some real pain. Devogogo, the Venezia for SCCC, all the way on the one line, probably not able to actually strike, but his presence is definitely keeping those Nevskys at bay. They're hiding in smoke, trying to make sure that they keep their presence, but they are super low. Oh God, Cocknuts just got slapped. So over on the 10 line, the Salem of 07 is just taking extreme amounts of damage. Looked like it should have been a staring contest, but some of those shells just happened to fit through, and wham!
Yep.
Peregrine S moving up in the Ohio.
It's the Moskva of Sabob has moved up just far enough to contest the almost contest the seat cap, but what he's really doing is he's getting side shots with AP onto the side of Cocknuts' Salem. The question here is Cocknuts is a little stuck because there's an Ohio of Peregrinus right there on the 9 line, pushing very hard up against the Ohio of Potato Quality on 07. So the question is, will Cocknuts get stuck between the Ohio, the Moskva of Sabob, and Everett, or will Everett just wear him down? It is just HE Fire versus HE Fire over here, as Cocknuts really getting his nuts slapped around. As is the Ohios are now within just absolute brawling distance. Will Peregrinus be able to force Cocknuts too far forward into the waiting jaws of Everett? We'll just have to see here, as Maltese Knight from 07 taking a lot of damage in the center, but the Noticer's gearing has in fact moved up to help him secure B, and it looks like he will be contesting that shortly.
Yeah, it looks like Cocknuts is pretty much in a jam, kind of like stuck in a zipper as Peregrinus moves forward, potentially to get a ram off on Potato Quality. Peregrinus is so overextended at this point, I would have to assume he's going for the ram, although Potato Quality showing a lot of side to the Moskva of Sabob, should he choose to take those shots instead of into the Salem, which Everett is winning the Salem war at the moment. Maltese Knight super low had to bail on the B cap, taking cover behind an island as the Noticer's coming in to try to exert pressure, although currently getting his ass tickled by shell fire from fuzzballs. And the Nevsky's no longer with the smoke as the gearing is bailed out on A, starting to take open water shots from the Venezia. Devogogos landing hit after hit after hit.
Yep, and we're going to have to keep real close watch here as the Salem of Cocknuts no longer really susceptible to the Ohio's pressure, but is now just in a pure trading war with Everett here. I'm wondering, I can't really get close enough to these ships to see, but I believe, yes, they are now firing AP at one another, essentially just attempting to break each other's guns. That is a real common trick here, and it looks like, yes, the front gun of Cocknuts has, in fact, been destroyed. So Everett, once again, Everett going to win the trade here. However, it looks like PQ Potato Quality will be destroyed.
And down goes Frazier. The Cocknuts fall below the water. Is taking a bath. And it looks like Maltese is snuggled up all the more so to that rock. Still in a position to try to go for the B contests. Although, once again, I expect Fuzzballs to be right on the tickling as he pops the radar, looking to get shots into the Noticer and try to keep the cap clean. Does he have range? He popped the radar. I don't see anything happening. He's 7.5, 7.6. I don't think he actually got the spot. It was 07 or Sabob, one of the two that popped off the radar. Now that the shots are coming in, it's something at the Moskva. That gearing is still not noticed, although kicked out of the cap.
Right. Good lord, guys. I'm so sorry. I am experiencing a lot of lag. I do apologize for that. Anyway, coming in here, so the Ohio Peregrinus now in a very strong position against the Ohio Potato Quality, as there are now 3 ships all on Potato Quality, who is all by himself. So let's look over here and get the A cap now. Only the Smalland of Freiss left to actually contest it. However, 2 Nevskys sitting there means that Smalland cannot do anything except torpedo those guys. The Smalland of Fuzzball is taking a lot of fire from William the Dank and the Noticer in the center, right as B, as 07 attempts to make up a little bit of this lost ground and push into B, knowing that the C cap has basically been lost. As Potato Quality looking to go down here, as well as Peregrinus. Both Ohio's about to be wiped from the map, but that will still leave Everett and Rikishi over here on the east side of the map, able to start swinging around and putting side pressure. Down goes Peregrinus on the Moskvas of 07 that are sitting north of the B cap.
Yeah, it looks like Everett in the Salem for SCCC is going to be chasing down Potato Quality as best he can. That Salem and the Moskva were both trying to assist their Ohio, try and clean that Potato Quality off the map before he could get the return kill, but it was unfortunate they were not able to save their teammate, but they will secure the trade in time. C is still unclaimed at this point, and Rikishi had to back off as he took shots from the Shame of 07 business, or well, whatever the hell his name is.
Doyle.
Maltese Knight even adding in as well, chucking shots over and ripping about half the health of that Moskva, who couldn't do anything as he was locked into the Ohio versus Ohio brawl.
Yeah.
During this time, Bravo has fallen. The William the Dank combined with the Noticer was able to secure the cap. Nevsky still holding, although low in health, pull the cat down to 13. MF Jones just above half. And Fuzzball's being pushed off of the cap. 07 does not have the health lead, but they do have the cap lead. And right now, since SCCC has no caps, they are not gaining points as opposed to 07, which is catching up. Although I think Rikishi is about to dip into C using the island cover. I expect him to secure it soon unless he gets harassed by Maltese Knight.
Yes, absolutely. Worth pointing out now that about 180-point lead for SCCC, although they are not actually accumulating points. As you said, Rikishi and Sabob looking to step on these two onto the C cap here. Excuse me. However, there's something really important that's going to happen in the next few minutes here, and that's going to be that the Salem of Everett and the Moskva of Rikishi are going to start taking flanking positions on these Moskvas of of 07, and that's going to be a real big problem as they're going to start to find themselves getting wrapped up already. The shame of 07 in the Moskva Business 3 being spanked already by Rikishi, only taking a little bit there, but he knows that that is what life's going to be like from now on. As Everett, very interesting, Everett choosing to take the inside towards C, as opposed to go around the north here, I suppose, to this little island here, that would have allowed him to get a lot of fire onto William the Dank, Shame of 07, and Maltese Knight. I'm not quite sure why he's doing that, but I'm going to say that he knows what he's doing. He's a better player than I am.
Fuzzball sprinkling over on MF Jones, who's running for his life, down to 607, now down to 4, and popped. That means Fuzzball's probably going to move over to Pulleycat to try and clean up that A cap. Notice they're moving over to reinforce, but Devagogo is going to be moving in pretty hard, even though his bow is in the wrong direction to assist, but Frice is moving to start threatening the cap. We'll meet the noticer soon, but if Fuzzballs and Frice link up, that's 2 Smallens versus a Gearing. That's going to be an ass-kicking. Over here at the sea cap, I have to admit puzzlement as to why Sawbob continues to sit next to the island. Maybe he's beached. I don't understand why he hasn't tried to come in and start rescuing C at all. But I suppose he's sitting there for radar pressure and frankly is out of the game at the moment. Yes, Everett and the Salem pumping into Business 3. So yes, spanking for the shamed one.
Yes, indeed. Stuck there sideways now with a Thunderer on his right flank and a Salem on his left flank, soon to be a another Moskva on his left flank. Shame of 07 is looking to go down here as he's just a little bit stuck, and I don't know what he could do about it. SCCC utilizing the angles and the positioning very well, being very careful. This has been a very exciting game because I feel like the early parts had some unusually aggressive play by both sides, and now as we see often from high level play, everyone being very careful, even Rikishi here, knowing that he doesn't really want to be showing William the Dank too much of his nose. William the Dank being a very good BB player and able to still overmatch the 25mm upper nose of the Moskva, even though it does have an icebreaker. You just can't, you got to expect that an 07 player is going to make those shots. So William the Dank now putting a lot of pressure, moving up into the C-cap, trying to just make something happen to release a little of this pressure on 07 as radar goes up from Everett.
Disappointing stuff happening over at A. So it turns out Fuzzballs did not link up for the Super Bro Force to run down the Noticer and the Gearing. He actually split off to pressure the B cap and take a few cheeky shots at Maltese Knight, down to 8k, and the Moskva still running away. However, Devagogo took the scenic route, but eventually found where the A was. He's moving up, helping Price, getting some shots into the Noticer. Not too much out of the Venezia salvo that we saw, but they have chiseled him down, and the Noticer burns.
Down to fire.
That's going to free up. Yeah, that's going to free up the A cap, which Pulleycat might be able to radar should somebody try to sneak in with a Venezia. But I assume there's just about nothing that's going to stop Price from taking that. B has fallen to SCCC, and looks like there's still that pressure over at C going on with a full health Montana about to be, well, just showing a lot of side, trying to make a play or something.
William the Dank deciding to be the dankest of them all and is going to just run himself right into Sawbob here, and there goes the ram. I think that's a good call for SCCC. They have now taken the battleship off the map. It is just a Nevsky, Moskva, and a Moskva, all with low health versus, I mean, all but 3 SCCC ships. I think this is, it's fair to say that SCCC is going to claim game 1 here, as Maltese Knight taking a few ship shots at the small end of Fuzzballs. So, Oskans, let's go over what happened towards the very beginning here. Obviously, one of the most important things that happened in this match is that SCCC attempted to essentially leave the C cap open. Knowing that the B cap is often the one that people ignore, they chose to take it and essentially just cover the C cap with a pair of radars to try and hold it as long as possible until the Smallen could change and scoot his butt over to the C cap. Do you think that was a decisive actual play here, or do you think it was something else?
Well, if you think about the caps in terms of point gain, caps should be giving something like maybe 60 points per minute, and I think it's a pretty safe idea that they held that first cap for approximately 2, maybe 3 minutes. Well, that's a 180 point difference. When we look at it right now, there's a 400 point difference. Sure, 07 has lost a bunch of ships, so that's going to cause some point swing. But that 300 point lead allowed, even when 07 had claimed all those caps back, for SCCC to retain the lead and be able to maneuver and take board position and do the things that they needed to do.